Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all. Let's get it. Like, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, that joke was crazy. I was like, yeah, karma gonna get you. Yeah, don't worry about it. So I went back to my class. You know what I mean? I went back to my class, man. I was angry sitting in that class, y'all. I was like, yo, I can't believe, bro carrying it like that, man. Like, you know, I'm in Lawrenceville. This is the home of the opportunity. I just ran into opportunity. Like, what's this guy's problem? I'm tripping for real though, man, because what I learned from being on Lawrenceville, like after this situation and many more situations, like nobody owes you nothing. Nobody's gonna help you do nothing, man. You gotta get everything from the rough. You hear me? You gotta create your own wave. You gotta create your own situation, and you're never gonna get one. I'm letting you know now, because if you're waiting on somebody that you know from your city, or you waiting for somebody that you grew up with, and you just because you knew him on Susses and you looked out, I'm letting you know now, dudes ain't nothing. Dudes ain't nothing, man. It's penitentiary. I learned is when the rabbit got it, the rabbit got it. You can't do nothing about it, man. What can you do about it, man? Accept whatever they're gonna say. And I had to take what he was doing at first. I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, yo, this junk crazy, man. I was like, yo, bro, wow. I was like, man, bro, wildin', man. I was like, yo, bro, wildin' for this, man. So I just kind of let it go. I kind of let it go because he turned me down. I got to deal with rejection. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I wasn't thinking sinister, y'all. I swear on everything I love, I was not thinking sinister. You know what I mean? When I told him karma, I'm just strictly speaking of karma. To be honest with y'all, him in the situation about Sussex 2 that I know about, that wasn't even really registering to me crazy like that. Like I wasn't even like, you know what? Like I wasn't even on it like that. But still though, I'm like, man, this junk crazy. So I let it be. I let it be, man. So I can remember we was on vacation, like it was like a holiday vacation, and we didn't have school for like 2 days. I forgot what was going on. So when we come back to school, I'm in the joint, man. I'm chilling. I'm in the classroom. And while I'm in the class, like, you know, I did the same thing I was doing. I was like, let me see a bro out there, because what I was gonna do was I was like, you know what? I was like, man, I'm gonna holler at bro and tell him like, that's my bad, man. Like, you know, try to take the good approach this time. Don't come with the maniac approach. Go with the good approach. So I said, that's what I'm gonna do. So I keep looking out. I don't see bro. Kept looking out. Don't see bro. Went to sharpen my pencil. Don't see bro. I'm like, bro ain't coming out. So I'm sitting at the table, just sitting there looking like this junk crazy. Like I don't see bro. Like he must be ain't coming to school. So they let us out for school. We get to walking. I see bro and I'm on the yard. I spot him. I'm like, what's up? All that bro and him again. I'm like, hey man, what's going on, man? He was like, hey, look, you know your man went to the whole investigation, right? I'm like, who? He like, your man. I'm like, who my man, bro? You my man? Who you talking about? He like, the dude Dre, man. I'm like, oh. I was like, for real, bro? He was like, yeah. I was like, bro, that's why I ain't seen him in school. I was like, I was just looking for him in school. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, you know, I hollered at him, bro. Dude, clap me, bro. He was like, told you, bro. Like the red team got him in the headlock. I'm like, man, what did he go to the hole for? He was like, they just scooped him up on some, like, you know what I mean? They saying it's an investigation. I'm like, man, I was like, yo, this junk crazy. So I'm like, man, all right, man. I still ain't throw bro under the bus. You know what I mean? So I dipped, go back to the other side, minding my business, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know him, but I pulled up on the dude from, I don't know what's going on, but I pulled up on the dude from the city, and I was telling him, like, you know, Dre went to the Bing. He was like, yeah, I heard. Yeah, they said he just ran down on him at night. I said, they find something? He was like, no, they said they ain't find nothing. You know what I mean? So he was like, man, that junk crazy, because I know them dudes sick that he went to the hole that he in the pod with. I'm like, man, that's just how I go in penitentiary. When your golden goose go to the hole, man, like dudes be mad. Dudes be mad about that. So I just let it go again, man. I won't think about it no more. I won't think about that junk no more. But like I say, karma is so crazy, man, because this is how karma operates, man. Karma operates like this, man. A week later, I'm in the cell. I come out. I look. It's a dude on the payphone. It's him. Now, I don't even know that I don't think he even knew what part I was in. He knew I was in 60 building. I don't even think he knew I was in 61 pod though. But when I come out and look, he's on the payphone. So when I see him, I'm like, so I look again, the dude that's from the city walking up, and he talking to him. So I'm like, man, I ain't hear nobody come in, nobody hit the police noise or nothing. I come down the steps, I'm like, man, the heck? I walk up to the payphone, he turn around, he like, Grabbed the phone in his left hand. He was like, oh, what's up, what's up, what's up? I was like, what's good, man? He was like, man, ain't nothing, man, ain't nothing, man. I'm gonna holler at you when I get off the phone. I was like, all right, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. So he used the phone. So I go sit at the table. It's the dude in there that be washing clothes. So he see me, he like, you know him? I was like, yeah. I was on Sussex 2 with him, you know what I mean? He like, for real. He was like, you know that boy was getting that. He know he was getting that pack over there in 30 bit. I was like, I heard. He was like, yeah, I'm glad he over here. So like, that's how he was looking at it. He looking at it, I'm glad he over here. So I'm saying in my head, yeah, I'm glad he over here, but we gonna see, you know what I mean, how things going on. So as soon as I say that, he get off the phone. I look, our slider open up. It's 2 dudes from the red team coming in the joint. Now we had like 3 members from the red team in our block. You know what I mean? Scattered in there, like 3 of them. So when he got off the phone, the 2 dudes go pull up on him. The 3 dudes that's in our block meet the 2 dudes, and they all having like one big meeting. So they all talking to him right in the middle of the pod. So he just talking. You know, it didn't look hostile. It didn't look like they was, you know, like screaming on him or nothing like that. But he was talking to him. So after he finished talking to them, he walked away with the other 2 dudes, or the other 3 dudes. The other 2 dudes went back to the door and was waiting for it to open up so they can leave. So he walking with them. He going back to their cell. So as he was going back to their cell, he was like, I guess he kind of remembered, like, oh, we holler at Weezy. So he was like, oh, what's up, man? What's good, man? I'm like, what's good, bro? Like, what's up? What's up? Like, what's good? He told me what's good. What's good? What's really good? I'm on some Cameron album. What's really good? Like, what's really good? Like, what's really good? Like, what's really good? Talk to me. What's really good, my guy? That's what I'm like. I'm asking him that. What's really good? He like, man, they came at me, man. Came up with a blank, still locked me up. Cause they looked at my phone book, thought they saw something, man. But you know, ain't nothing though. I was like, you sure, man? He was like, nah, I'm good. I'm about to turn up over here. Yeah, that's what I was just hollering at the homies about. I was like, bro, let me ask you something, bro. You red team? He was like, nah, I ain't red team. Nah, I ain't red team. Like, I like dealing with the red team because there's a lot of them and like, you know, they make sure I'm straight. I was like, yeah. I was like, man, but remember last time in 2C, he was dealing with the red team. I said, you saw what happened? He was like, ain't no proof I did nothing. Ain't no proof. I said, man, I know ain't no proof, but I was like, 1 thing for sure and 2 things for certain. I'm joking with him. I was like, 1 thing for sure and 2 things for certain. He was like, what's that? I was like, I know I'm a lot to get in the car. Yeah, I know I'm a lot to get in the car. I know I'm a lot. He was like, man, for real, those 2 dudes, man, that you see me talking to, he was like, that's my homeboy peoples, man. He was like, man, I gotta facilitate through them, man. Like, it ain't no room, Weezy. It ain't no, I said, bro, so you just gonna clap me again, bro? He was like, yeah. I was like, man, well, look, then, all right, when you get the pack then, bro, I said, you gonna play fair then, bro? How about that, man? Like, I got serious with him. Like, I got tired of playing the games, man. No more playing the game. I was like, all right, bro, when you get the package, you gonna play fair then? Is you gonna play fair? How about that? He was like, what's your definition of playing fair? I was like, bro, listen, is you gonna play fair or not, man? You already know what time it is, bro. I was like, let's cut to this, let's cut the small talk, bro. You already know I know the count, bro. You already know, like, for real, bro, you bringing the maniac out me, bro. You already know, bro. So let's stop the small talk, bro. Is you gonna play fair or not? He was like, man, look, what's your definition of playing fair? I was like, bro, you said that the first time, bro. I said, what you gonna do for me, bro? I said, how much you be getting? How about that? He was like, how much I be getting? I said, bro, how much be coming through Babylon? How much you got coming through, bro? I got super serious with him. He like, Babylon. I said, bro, listen, you know what I mean, bro. Coming through the border. How much you got coming through the border, man? He was like, that ain't none of your business. I said, well, look, though, bro, that means you ain't playing fair. And if you ain't playing fair, that means me and you don't mess with each other then. And that's what it is. I said, I'll just roll. I turned around, gave him the Denzel, y'all. Hold on, Weezy. I was like, what's up? He was like, man, look, can I give you 2 spoons? 2 spoons? I said, bro, I get money. I get money, bro. What you talking about? I said, you see this? I get money, bro. What am I gonna do with 2 spoons, bro? He was like, 3 spoons. I was like, man, look, bro, throw me a quarter. I can get back off that. I said, I can sell the quarter, then I can stop scoring from you from there. I said, the money coming right back to you, bro. What's good? He was like, a quarter? I was like, bro, throw me a quarter, bro. He was like, if I don't throw you a quarter, what you gonna do? I said, bro, come on, bro. You really wanna talk about this, bro? You really wanna talk about this, bro? He was like, I mean, I'm asking a real question. Like, if I don't give you the quarter, what you gonna do? I said, bro, listen, man. I said, first of all, you gotta understand that my main man is red team. That's what you need to understand, man. I said, another thing you need to understand is the dude that I came up here with from Sussex 2, I said, that was his peoples that you told on, bro. The dude from Richmond, yeah, that's his peoples you told on, bro. He was like, his people. I was like, bro, that's his peoples, bro. He'd won in 4 building with us. I said, I met him when I got the 2 building and got transferred from 2 building. I said, but yeah, that was his peoples that you told on, bro. I said, he up here, bro. So he was like, so you telling him, he was acting like he was stuck on stupid, y'all. So boom. I'm looking at him, he told me, so you telling me if I don't play fair, what you asking for? Hey, you gonna tell? I'm like, bro, it ain't about telling, bro. And I'm definitely not telling the police. I said, I'm telling hooligans, I'm telling maniacs, I'm telling psychos, I'm telling dudes that's gonna want your neck. That's what I'm gonna tell. Yes. To answer your question, yes, that's what I'm gonna do, bro. With a serious face, he was like, all right, man, all right, man. I said, all right. I said, when you getting it? He was like, I said, bro, when are you getting it? You understand that? He was like, tomorrow, man. I was like, tomorrow? He was like, yeah. I said, bro, just make sure you play fair, bro. And I walked away on him, y'all. So boom. Ain't nothing else to say to that, man. I dipped. Went back on the top tier still by the laundry, man. I was just gritting on him from there. Because from there, I can just see how phony he is, man. I can just see how phony this dude is. He walking around. He hanging with the red team. He all over here doing this and doing that. And I'm like, yo, this dude ain't, man. This dude ain't right. I was like, this dude ain't right. He just gave me a sneaky vibe. And like, the last time I seen him in a panic mode is when he did that to them dudes in my block. So like, I was like, for real though, I was like, I need to chill for a second to be able to watch him. I was like, because last time dudes put his back against the wall, he told on them. So I'm like, he told on them niggas, he knew them niggas had. I was like, me, they could run down on me. I don't have, can't tell me about one thing. You know what I mean? I don't have nothing but what I'm supposed to have in that bitch. You know what I mean? You want to take a stinger, you want to take some like that, some green pepper onion game, take that, so boom. He can tell all the hell he want. I was watching his top tail like, look at this little whack ass nigga. He be moving around. He trying to act like he's still chilling. You know what I mean? He went out in the park. He went out in the hallway to get a haircut. He come back in. He was looking all happy till he looked up at me. He was like, I'm standing on the top tail like this, like a gargoyle. I'm like this. Better play fair. So boom. I'm not joking with him. You better play fair. That's what you better do. So that was a long day for him, man. You know what I mean? The next day came around, the morning time, we go to breakfast. That man will never go to breakfast. He moving around, he doing everything. He got dudes from the other side of the yard calling him at the fence. He moving around, hey, yeah, bro, I'm moving. He talking to dudes. I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing, man. I ain't gonna say nothing, man. I was like, man, better play fair. That's what he better do, man. Because one thing about it, man, he know I know what the hell going on. You know I know what's going on. It's probably niggas up here that I forgot. And if I bring back up, niggas will be like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Man, listen. That nigga was moving around like he didn't do no snake shit like that, man. He got moved to Lawrenceville. Nobody knew his secret. It'd be like that for a while. Your secret would be a secret until the right person see your dumb ass. Then it ain't a secret no more. Now, I never intended to do no petty shit to this nigga. But y'all see what's going on, man. I'm just somebody that's trying to be friendly and get me some money, man. I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes, y'all, but I'm be honest with y'all, man. And I would never do what he did. This is something I would never do. By he telling on those people, if that was me, and I would have told on some people, and I bump into a dude that know I told on some people, y'all think I ain't gonna play fair with this man? You gotta play fair. What you gonna do? You gonna play fair, you gonna freaking unalive me, or you gonna freaking check in again? What you gonna do? Because you only got a couple of options, man. 2, 3 options. You gotta pick one, man. So like, I didn't get why he was objecting to, like, what he thought that he wanted me to believe that he didn't do this. Everybody knew he did it on Sussex too. It just was time went by. Everybody knew he did it. Everybody knew he did it. Everybody knew he did it, man. Now, I was thinking I'd bump into dudes and they be like, yo, there ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Because that's how it be in the penitentiary, man. It's just like on the street, man. Like dudes getting money. When dudes get money in penitentiary, like everything gets swept under the rug, man. When you the dude that's getting that pack. You know what I mean? But like I told y'all at the beginning, when you don't got that pack to feed the wolves, what usually happens? I end up feeding on your dumb ass. So boom. So I was just trying to let the shit play out. You know what I mean? It's early in the morning. I ain't trying to be like I'm down on his neck. But at the end of the day, nigga, I'm still waiting on your ass to play fair. That's what the fuck I'm doing, nigga. You gotta play fair. I ain't trying to hear that monkey ass shit. Straight the fuck up, nigga. You gotta play fucking fair. So I was just waiting. Like, man, fuck that shit. So by the time it was lunch, he still ain't say nothing to me. He still ain't say nothing to me when it was lunch. So I'm like, man, this shit crazy, man. So they end up calling outside rec. So I'm like, this nigga really think he playing Russian roulette with me, but I'm watching shit. And I haven't seen him acting like he got it, or the red team acting like they got it. Like, I'm watching for all signs, but I didn't see nothing. I'm being honest with y'all, I didn't see nothing, man. But they call us for outside rec. We go outside. My man in 70 building. This word, he one of the main red team niggas. This word, go outside red. Goddamn, I said, I'm scared the shit out of this nigga. The red team is on that bitch talking, having a meeting. Goddamn, with 60 building. Like, they was on the other side of the fence. We was on this side of the fence. They was having a meeting with the Bloods over on our side. So when I walked up, I was like, I'm scared the shit out of him. Because he was like 3 people down talking to them 2 red team dudes that I told y'all that he was talking to that day that came in the pod. Look, I was like, watch this. I walked up my homeboy, we gonna call him Bruce. I was like, yo, Bruce, what's good? I put my hands through the gate. I was like, what's good, bro? He was like, oh, T Weezy, what's up? What's good, nigga? What you got going on? I was like, shit, chillin'. He's like, why you don't ever come outside? I was like, bro, I ain't be coming outside on this yard like that, bro. You know what I mean? I like the other side. He was like, man, it's John Hine over here, though, man. I was like, what's up, though, bro? What you got going on? He was like, man, shit, trying to wait for some good news later. What the blah at? I'm like, bro, I'm waiting on y'all to get it. He was like, y'all? I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting on you to get it. He was like, what you talking about? I was like, I ain't talking about nothing, man. I looked out the corner of my eye. I was like, I seen the nigga Dre looking at me like this. He was like, I read that nigga brain. That nigga brain said, God damn, Weezy know him? That's one of the top big homies. God damn it, yeah, I do know him, nigga. He's from Norfolk. I know him, nigga. Yeah, I know him. I know him real good. So I'm just goddamn talking to bro. He looking shook like a bitch, nigga. I ain't gonna throw your secret out here, nigga. I'm gonna wait till you get the pack first. Fuck wrong with you, nigga. That nigga goddamn was just looking crazy as a bitch. So we come back from rec. Goddamn, moving around. I'm gonna go get some ice. I look, this nigga goddamn pulling up on me. He was like, hey, walk to my cell, T Weezy. I'm like, start walking to his cell. He was like the 4th cell on the bottom tail over there. Walking to his shit. Walking. Get over by his shit. Walked in the cell. He told his roommate, let me get in right quick. His roommate left out. I was like, what's up, man? He was like, here, bro. I was like, it was in paper. I was like, what's this? He was like, open it. I was like, so what's this, bro? He was like, it's a spoon, man. I said, a spoon, bro? He said, man, I gave you a spoon back and I'm giving you an extra spoon, Weezy, man. God damn, man. I was like, yo, bro, first of all, you don't get to make the fucking rules, you fucking coward. He was like, what? I said, nigga, you don't get to make the fucking rules, you coward. He was like, he backed up. I was like, look, I ain't gonna put my hands on your stupid ass, man. I said, bro, but this real shit though, bro, that's how you do me, bro. You gonna give me a fucking spoon, bro? He was like, what do you want from me, Weezy? I was like, I don't want shit, nigga. Yeah, I don't want shit, nigga. He was like, well, all right, that's right. I was like, all right. You know what I mean? He was like, what you about to do? I was like, don't worry about it, man. He was like, no, what you about to do, Weezy? Like, just give me the hands up. Like, what you, I was like, bro, you rather sacrifice your motherfucking self than pay me, bro? That's what you say? He was like, man. I said, bro, you been paying niggas your whole bid. Nigga, you trying to tell me you can't pay me, nigga? He was like, you ain't the one that be extorting people, though. You ain't the one that be making niggas pay, though. I was like, bro, listen, I'm not trying to make you pay. I asked for you to let me in the car. You told me no. You told me no, bro. I told you to throw me a quarter. You told me no, bro. And now I'm looking at what you giving me right now. You giving me a fucking spoon, bro? I said, bro, I looked at the spoon. I said, I threw that shit. That shit hit him in his head. I said, nigga, goddamn smear on your back, nigga. So boom. Walked out the door. Man, fuck that goddamn shit. I was pissed. I was like, oh, this nigga carrying like that? I went to the door. I was like, shh. I was trying to calm down. I was like, this nigga, he came out. He was just watching me. I'm like, oh, this nigga carried it like that. I said, this nigga carried it like that. I said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They said, stand by for child. Stand by for child. Y'all going first. Stand by for child. Exit out for child. Y'all leaving now. So I'm like, oh shit. I run back upstairs, get my ID. I was like, damn, where I'm going to child hall. I go to child hall. I see the dudes in there for 62 part. Goddamn it, 2 of them in there from goddamn Sussex 2. Like I told you, I was going to talk to them first. But I was like, nah, I'm going to hold them in the cut. I ain't going to say nothing to them and open up. You know what I mean? Let them know. Because when I tell them about it, I know I'm going to remind them about it. You know what I mean? The shit just went by. The niggas done forgot about this shit. So I was like, I'm gonna holler at them niggas. So we go to child hall. I sit with them niggas at the table. I ain't even from their city. I sit down. I was like, hey, bro. Hey, you don't remember goddamn when the niggas went down, bro? For the nigga Dre, man, we was in 4 building, man. Remember this way he supposed to told on the Richmond nigga and told on the red team nigga. Nigga like, who you talking about, the little short nigga, right? I'm like, yeah. He like, yeah, I remember that shit. I was like, bro, you know that nigga, that's the nigga that's in my pod now, bro. My man was like, dude was like, we be in your pod. I was like, bro, he in our pod now, bro. I was like, he was in 30 building. I said, but you know, he been on Lawrenceville since then. He was like, for real? He beat me to Lawrenceville. My man was like, I've been on Lawrenceville from this. I was like, nah, he been up here since then. Bro been up here a minute. He was like, for real though? He was like, man, who you talking? Show me who it is when we come back then. We come back from China. I'm like, all right. So we all walking back. I'm a piece of shit, but I don't give a fuck, y'all. So boom. So we coming back from China, we walking. We get to the building, got them outdoor wide open. We come back, that nigga sitting right there in the middle of the table like he watching TV talking to one of the red team dudes. I was like, we walked back in, I was like, him right there. Right in front of his goddamn face. I was like, him right there. Right there. Dude, look, he was like, man, that is that nigga, man. He was like, you know, I seen that nigga one day in medical, man. And I asked that nigga, did I know him? I asked him, was he on Sussex 2? Guess what he tell me? I was like, what? He said, nah, he never was on Sussex 2. He was on Sussex 1. I said, man, that nigga a lying bitch. I said, that's dude, man. He was like, that's the nigga that told him. I was like, yeah. He was like, that nigga a bitch. I was like, yeah, that shit was some pussy ass shit. That shit, he was like, man, that nigga a bitch, man. He was like, what you gotta do? I was like, man, I was just letting niggas know. Fuck that nigga, bro. Fuck that nigga, man. Nigga a rat, bro. I don't give a fuck about that nigga, bro. Nigga like, that shit crazy. I was like, man, fuck that nigga, man. So I told bro dip, you know what I mean? So I don't know if he went over there and spread the word. He got niggas talking about that shit, you know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck was going on. But all I know is, goddamn it, I was in the cell. Nigga got that larger man come to the door. He was like, I was like, yo, he was like, hey, Weezy, somebody wants you at the top door. I was like, who? He was like, somebody. I'm like, shh, the fuck is this? I got down, got up, went out, went to the top door. The top door right there by the laundry room where my cell was at. I walked to the joint, put my ear to the joint. I was like, yo. That's how we can talk to them in the other part. I was like, yo. He was like, you Weezy? I was like, yeah. He was like, hey, look, man. Like for real, my man say you good, bro. Like all the way around the board, like you good. And my man in the 70 building rock with you. He was like, yo, he gave me his red team attribute. You know what I mean? He was like, yo, I'm such and such, da, da, da. He was like, but look though, like that's strong accusations though, man. Like, is that a lot though, bro? I'm like, what you mean? I was like, bro, listen, if it ain't a lot, bro, go ask the dude over in 80 building that was on Sussex 2, man. That's from Richmond, man. You know what I mean? I said, he probably don't recognize him either, bro. I said, yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I said, he told on a dude that was on the red team. I told him the red team dude name. I said, and then he told on the Richmond dude, man. Straight up, man. I said, man, he was like, damn, that nigga did all that shit, man. I was like, bro, listen. That nigga been hiding ever since. I said, that nigga checked in from Sussex 2 after telling them niggas, bro. I said, when he told them niggas, I said, they caught the red team nigga with all y'all literature, all y'all paperwork y'all be having. What they, I forgot what they call it. They call it the lit or some shit. I was like, they caught him with all that shit. And I said, the red team nigga, they caught that nigga ass with the hammer, with the knife. That's what they caught him with. So I was like, I guess for him turning them in and doing that, his reward was to get transferred to Lawrenceville, man. I said, because he wasn't for transfer. He wasn't for none of that shit. I said, so he been up here ever since then, man. I said, he told on the niggas, bro. He was like, man, that shit crazy, man. That shit crazy, man. He was like, man, I was like, man, fuck that nigga, man. Straight up, man. Fuck that nigga, man. Straight the fuck up, man. That nigga ain't play fair. That nigga a bitch. So goddamn, after we ate and shit, we got rec coming up after that, after count. So goddamn, count cleared. We about to go outside. He looking at me stupid the whole fucking time, but I give it to him. He was a strong coward, man, because he stood on not giving me shit. He stood on not giving me shit. And I know y'all gonna be in the comments like, Weezy, I wouldn't have gave you shit either. You don't have to. But let's see who's gonna win this fucking war. Let's how about that? We'll see who can win this war. My shit is bigger than yours. God damn it. So we gonna see who the fuck will win this war. I got all type of ammo over this bitch. So goddamn, I was like, man, fuck that nigga. He keep looking all crazy in the face. So when they call wreck, goddamn, as soon as I come out, I see my man that's on the red team. I see my man, goddamn, standing right there. The one I told you that's from 70 building, so he ain't even on it, y'all. He see me, he was like, hey man, come here right quick, Weezy. He grabbed me, he was like, hey look, that nigga a rat, man. I was like, bro, listen, that nigga's the biggest rat. That nigga's Master Splinter. That's who the fuck he is, man. That nigga's Master motherfucking Splinter, man. He was like, for real, man. I was like, yeah. So he walking out, he looked stupid. He looked. So goddamn, my man was like, all right. So he walked on, he was like, yo, let me holler at you. Let me holler at you, bro. So he came on the yard, he got on our yard. So he went on the jump with him. He started talking to him, you know what I mean? He started talking to him and shit. And goddamn, all the red teams started coming over there, start talking to him and shit. Niggas talking to him and shit. Nigga goddamn, having a conversation. So as saying that, you see the Richmond dude from 80 building, he walked to the fence. So when he walked to the fence, he was like, that's that nigga right there. I was like, man, look, man, that's been that nigga. I said, you been on the camp before me and you ain't recognize this fucking pussy? He was like, man, I ain't know that was that nigga, man. That's my word. He was like, you know, he went to the whole niggas ain't see that nigga on Sussex 2 in fucking over 5 years. I was like, man, that nigga been up here hiding the whole fucking time, man. That nigga a bitch. So he just looking like, he just taking all this shit like, it is what it is. Like, I guess he called my bluff. And him calling my bluff was the red team ain't gonna do shit to him. You know what I mean? And for real, they didn't do shit to him, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. They did not do shit to him. On everything I love, man. My homeboy came back and told me as soon as rec was over, but he was like, man, Weezy, look, man. He was like, I ain't even gonna hold you, man. He was like, that nigga provided so much work. for my man on the other side. And since he been over here, he done struck once. He was like, but as soon as the work run out, that's when his luck gonna run out. You know what I mean? I was like, I mean, it is what it is, bro. Like, I'm giving y'all this story for y'all can just see how penitentiary is fucked up. Penitentiary, it ain't no fucking honor amongst nobody. Fuck thieves. There's no honor amongst nobody in there. These niggas don't even give a fuck this nigga a rat. They got the proof. They got a real nigga like me that been on Susses 2, that was raised on Susses 2, that know the real count. I don't got time to be fucking throwing niggas under the bus. But this prick had to get thrown under the bus. He had to get thrown under the fucking bus, y'all. So boom! They ain't do shit to this nigga. They ain't do shit to this nigga. I'm kind of angry about the shit. Now, I respect what my man said about the shit, but I'm a little pissed about the shit, man. So the next day I go to school. He just still don't say nothing to me in the pod. He don't even look my direction. So when I went to school, I'm goddamn over that bitch. When I'm coming off the yard, I don't even see Hot Rod in them. You know what I mean? They must be ain't come out. But it was like, it was a moment that's supposed to happen. It was one of them jumps. I looked and I seen bro that I came up there with from Richmond. I was like, I spotted him. I was like, oh shit, we gonna call him D. I said, yo, D. Hey, yo, D. Somebody call D for me. D. He was like, what's up? I was like, what's good, bro? What's up, nigga? We dap up through the gate. He's like, what you got going on? I was like, yo, bro, look. I said, man, remember I was telling you about that shit when I came to 2 building, bro? That the nigga that I was in the block with the nigga that told on your peoples, man. He was like, oh, who you talking about? I was like, man, your big cousin, man, the big dude. He was like, oh, yeah. What about it? I said, remember I was telling you I was in the block with the nigga and how that whole shit that went down. He was like, yeah, that shit fucked up. He was like, my cousin told me that nigga told. I was like, yo, bro, listen, that nigga's up here, bro. He was like, what? I was like, bro, that nigga been up here. He was like, been up where? I said, man, he been on this camp. He been on this camp. He was like, where he at, bro? I was like, man, that nigga in my pod. Like, what? That nigga in your pod? I was like, man, he in my pod. He was like, man, shh. He said, you told niggas? I said, bro, listen, my man on the red team. I said, man, I had to let him know that nigga a rat. I said, my man, I guess because he's striking, getting the pack and all this shit, he ain't gonna fuck with him. He was like, man, that's crazy, man. He was like, where the nigga at? I was like, man, look, he about to come out the building. I said, he about to come out the joint now. So he got back in school. You know what I mean? I said, he about to come back out the joint now. He about to come back out. He was like, who? I said, the nigga with the Timbs on and the jeans and the blue shirt. He was like, the skinny nigga. I was like, yeah. He was like, man, you know how many times I done seen this pussy ass nigga? I was like, man, that nigga been up here. He was like, nah, don't worry about it. He was like, nah, I got some little hitters over in 63 pod. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I was like, bro, listen, the red team ain't letting shit. He was like, man, fuck the red team. I don't give a fuck about that shit. That nigga snitched on my nigga. He was like, them niggas want to work with a pussy. Then that's up to them niggas, man. That shit don't apply to all us, shawty. Goddamn, we about to make that shit happen. Don't worry about it. I was like, man, it was music to my ears. And this was one of the times that, you know, I could go in the bucket of being piece of shit, being petty, doing the right thing, or should have kept my mouth shut. I don't know. All I know is he didn't want to play fair. And this is why shit like this has to happen, man. Because you a fucking rat. I basically went at him with the whole tactic of, just pay me, bro. Just fucking pay me, and, you know, it is what it is for now. Until, you know, I feel like letting everybody know you're a fucking master splinter. But at the end of the day, the red team was taking the same approach, man. Like, I knew he was a rat. The red team knew he was a rat. I was no better than the Richmond, but I was no better than the red team, to be honest with y'all, man. I just was trying to get something out of the deal, you know what I mean, before it all hits the fan, because it always hits the fan. Bro ain't want to move like that, man. He didn't want to move like that, man. So now the Richmond mob know about the shit. The Richmond mob know about the shit, man. So goddamn, the nigga just went on about his life. The nigga went on about his life. I say about 3 days later, everybody went to the child hall. Everybody went to go eat except his ass. He never really go eat. We in the child hall. While we in the child hall, all you see is the sergeant really just come to our door and lock the joints. We had 2 doors, the entrance and a let out joint. They come lock them joints and say they was taking people to the hole. So all you seen was the sergeant them come to the gate and where we be coming out at, and they lock the joint. Now usually when they come lock the gate, that means they got people going to the hole. So when we look, we seen was 3 Richmond dudes walking down the joint handcuffed, walking with 4 police, and everybody stood up like, yo, man, what's up, where y'all going? Because it's like from our window or from the fence, you can talk to them as they walking past going to medical, coming from, he was like, yo, where y'all going at, man? They was coming from the other side, coming through the gate. They was like, where y'all going, what's up, y'all all right, what happened? He was like, man, we had to put work in, Sean. Niggas got down walking, got down. I was like, oh, shit. So got down, they was like, yo, y'all still got to stay right here. He was like, why? They was like, cuz. I look, all you seen was the gurney coming past. I was like, oh, shit. Gurney went by. Goddamn medical. They running over that bitch. Next thing you know, they coming back. And they took that nigga to medical. They had him in the joint, man. That nigga won't even move it. He won't even fucking move it, man. But once we got back to the pod, niggas was like, yo, the niggas that stayed in there, they was like, yo, they went in his cell and beat his ass. They was like, they beat his motherfucking ass, and they was like, somehow when they was beating his ass, he hit the button, and the lady in the booth heard the ass kicking and saved his ass, and the police ran in him. And that's how he got saved, man. He said they were whooping his motherfucking ass. They said they whooped his ass so bad. They was like, that nigga arm was fucked up. He couldn't even fucking walk. So he was like, they came and put the nigga on the stretcher. Damn, that's when they took the nigga to medical, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, for real, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Like, prison is about, goddamn, you gotta handle your business sometime, man. Like, I'll be lying to y'all if I tell you I didn't feel like a piece of shit on that one, man. I really felt like a piece of shit. But at the end of the day, like, I felt like he treated me like a piece of shit. He's not my friend in the first place. He didn't have no loyalty to me, but you fucking paying the red team, nigga. You don't want to pay a nigga that knows that you a fucking rat? Fuck it. Shit like this happened, man. I was feeling fucked up about it for about a day. Then after that day went by, I was like, man, fuck Master Splinter, man. That nigga ain't gonna do nothing but tell. That nigga ain't gonna do nothing but fucking tell, man. And he did exactly what I knew he was gonna fucking do, man. He fucking told, man. Next thing you know, they was picking my man up from 70 building. They was picking a nigga up from goddamn 40 building that was part of the red team. They was picking niggas up. They was picking everybody up except the Richmond mob. So I'm like, he couldn't tell on the Richmond mob because he don't know who sent that hit. You know what I mean? I was thinking they was gonna pick my dumb ass up, but I wanted no game. They couldn't come get me for shit. All I know is when I went outside and they told me my man from 70 building got picked up and sent under investigation, I was like, that's the same shit that happened to bro in Sussex too, man. That nigga a bitch, man. That nigga a bitch, man. Like, they say he was in the infirmary hole, like, kind of like when you still could move around, you can stretch your legs from time to time. They say Dre was in that shit, man, but he never brought his pussy ass back on the yard. He never brought his pussy ass back on the yard, man. But hey, what you want me to do, man? The man didn't play fair. I was petty. I'm gonna let y'all tell it. I was petty, man, but that shit was crazy, man. He knew he would have came back on the yard. He already knew it would have been hell to pay. So he never brought his ass back on the yard, yo. That nigga was gone. That nigga, I never seen that nigga no more in Lawrenceville, man. But he definitely got them niggas up off the red team members, so he thought it had something to do with it. I was like, why the fuck he telling the red team? The red team wasn't the one to kick his ass. The red team just won't in the pod when it happened. They probably would have prevented this shit for real. And he still told on the red team, man. You know what I mean? The two niggas that whooped his ass, one of the niggas got out, one of them did. You know what I mean? Because they gave them niggas an assault charge for that shit because they fucked his arm up real bad, all type of shit. So one got out, one did. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when I bumped back into my bro from Richmond on the other side of the yard, when I seen him, like, me and him talked about it a few times when I was coming from school. But once I got out of San Francisco and put in his building, when I got into 30 building, because that's where he was at. When I got into 30 building, me and him really laughed about that shit. He was like, man, he said, man, my cousin on the street. He was like, man, I told my cousin that shit, man. He was like, man, my cousin was like, man, y'all don't beat that nigga ass shorty right now. He was like, that's why. He was like, man, I paid them niggas to do that shit, man. He was like, I paid niggas to do that shit. I was like, man, that nigga deserved that shit, man. That nigga was a real slime ball, y'all. But that's a crazy situation. And that's the end of the damn story, though, y'all. I appreciate y'all for watching another one, man. Y'all already know the count. Stay y'all ass out the way. It's a lot. You got to. There's nothing else to do out here but stay out the way. But y'all already know what it is, man. This was the Thursday Bangles. So what did y'all do this? I just swear to y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But be safe out there, people, and stay your ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.